Well, some of you may have seen my other video where I was arrested at the way station in Henderson, Kentucky. Well, it's the 30th now because it's like 2 o'clock in the damn morning, but I can't sleep. But anyway, yesterday I went to court in Henderson for the arraignment and ended up talking to a prosecutor. He wanted to cut a deal or whatever. I told him the only deal that I want is for the charges to be dropped because it's ridiculous. Well, long story short, we went round and round and round, and he got upset and said, basically, screw it, you can talk to the judge because I'm not doing nothing for you. But, I did find out that the charge is, there is no charge really, it's a violation, and it just holds a $20 to $200 fine, and that's it. And it's not about the money, it's about the principle of the whole thing. It's like I'm an individual. Truck driver is what I do for a living, but human being is what I am. I'm not a truck driver, I'm not a trucker, whatever. I'm just a person, just like anybody else out here on the road or in life or whatever. And I'm entitled to the same rights and protections under the law as anybody else. And if you're driving your car down the road and there's nothing wrong with your car, the police don't have any reason to stop you, and they can't legally do that. But for some reason they think that because I drive a truck, I don't have rights. So I get arrested at the weigh station for saying no. That's what I got arrested for, was saying no. I didn't do anything. I didn't commit a crime or anything like that. I got arrested for saying no. The prosecutor basically told me that, in Kentucky you can get arrested for not following the orders of a police officer. So I asked him, so if you were a police officer and we were on the street and you told me to tuck my shirt in and I didn't do it, could you arrest me for it? And he's like, well, that's different. No, it's not different. It's the same damn thing. It really is. This cop's telling him, he didn't tell me anything. He just wanted me to comply with the DOT inspector and whatnot, which I did. I complied. I told them, if you saw the last video, you'll see that I told them that they could inspect all they wanted to. I didn't refuse the inspection. What I refused was to work the lights, the brakes, and the horn, and the windshield wipers, and the fan, the fan motor, and all that stupid shit that's in the truck, because I'm not, a fish shouldn't have to bait its own hook. Why should I help you do your job so you can write me tickets? The Fifth Amendment to the Constitution guarantees my right to not incriminate myself. That's the same as if you won't speak to the police or you don't help the police. If you get pulled over for suspected DUI and they want to do a field sobriety test, you can refuse that. They want to do a PBT, which is the breathalyzer they do on the side of the road, you can refuse that. It's not against the law, and they can't arrest you for that alone. They have to arrest you for suspicion of driving under the influence or driving while intoxicated, depends on what state it's in. But there has to be probable cause. And you saying no to the test is not probable cause, and it's not a crime either. You have that right. That's the Fifth Amendment. So why don't I? If I have to do all this stuff so you can find violations with my truck, why do I have to, am I not extended the same courtesy, or not courtesy, the same rights? It's a right. It's not, it's inalienable. That's what it's in, the word inalienable means can't be taken away without due process anyway. Now, we get treated worse than criminals here on the road. We get treated as if we are second-class citizens because of what we do. And what we do is an essential function to the United States economy. It's not a bullshit occupation or anything like that. It's an essential function. Without what we do, this country cannot function properly. Everything, no matter what, has been on a truck at some point or another. I'm not expecting a pat on the back or adulation or anything like that. I don't want to be treated like soldiers are and thank you for your service or all that shit. All I want is to be treated like everybody else in America, and I'm being allowed to do my job and go about my business without being harassed and stopped and fucked with by the damn cops, unless you've got a reason. If you got reasonable suspicion, fine. But I went through that weigh station that day. I was empty, so I wasn't overweight. There's nothing wrong with the truck. They told me that it was a random inspection. Now, a random inspection, that just, that's a red flag right there, because it's, there's no legal precedent for a random inspection. I mean, they think that because we drive a commercial vehicle that they can do this. Well, the problem is that, okay, the commercial vehicle, I understand, but at the same time, I'm still an individual. This is the problem. I am an individual. I have rights as an individual to be secure in my person and property against unwarranted searches and seizures. Now, pulling me into the weigh station, the weigh station in and of itself, by itself is a violation of the Fourth Amendment. But I pulled in, like I'm supposed to, and then they told me, I get the sign that says park, so I go around the back. The guy was out there waving me into the inspection shed. I go into the inspection shed. He wanted to see my logbook. I showed him my logbook. I mean, I met the motherfuckers like 95% of the way. It's just when he told me he wanted me to, turn the lights on, turn on all the lights and turn on the four-way flashers, when I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And I have every right to not do that. If you're going to sit there and tell me, and to see, the thing is, they didn't charge me with that. What they charged me with was failure to submit to an inspection. Now, the inspection, if you saw the last video, you saw that I told them, go ahead, inspect whatever the fuck you want, but I'm not going to help you do it. So, obviously, there's no crime, there's nothing in the law that says that I must perform actions for them, because slavery is illegal. They even pay prisoners to work for them. They didn't deputize me or anything like that, so there's no reason why I should have had to do any work for them whatsoever. It's not my job to inspect trucks, and therefore I don't have to do it. But that's what they did. And if you also watch the video, I was having a conversation with the cop, and then he's like, you're going to be arrested if you don't do this. And I asked him, I'm like, so you're going to arrest me for what? And he told me whatever the hell the statute was and whatnot. And I said, but I don't have to. And that's when he put the cuffs on me. I didn't refuse that after he said that he would arrest me. I didn't refuse afterwards. But when he did, the time frame between him saying that he would arrest me and putting handcuffs on me was very, very short. And when you're dealing with the police, you're kind of in fight or flight mode, and it's kind of, it's hard to focus your mind and really think as fast as you would normally, because, you get kind of tunnel vision and whatnot. Anybody who deals with police, unless you're doing it every day, but if you're only dealing with the police once in a while, then you're getting, you get that adrenaline rush and everything, and it kind of messes with you a little bit. So it's important for the police to give you a little bit of time to process information. Now, there was no exigency there. There was no crime. I wasn't a danger to the public or anything like that. So there's really no reason for him to act this way. I can only contend or deduce that he planned to arrest me before he ever walked out the door. That's the only thing I can figure. But either way, long story short, he drugged me off into jail. He put on his police report that he warned me 3 times. Now, he didn't do that, so he fucking lied on his police report. I don't know why he would do that, but that's going to damage his credibility. But either way, so I've got a court date set for December 12th. That's a pre-trial. And then December 14th is supposed to be a trial by jury. So I'm kind of surprised we're going to do a jury, but that's fine. I think a jury would be better than a judge. A judge had, a lot of judges typically tend to be whatever the cop says is, gold. So maybe a jury would, watch the video, listen to the reason, and see it my way, because I'm pretty sure most reasonable people would see it this way. I mean, I'm not asking for special treatment or anything like that. All I'm asking for is that I be treated the same as anybody else. And if you don't have reasonable suspicion that something's wrong, then don't stop me. If you don't have probable cause, then don't bother me. I mean, that's just the way it goes. I mean, and there's plenty of trucks out here on the road that are beat up pieces of fucking shit that have mud flaps flapping and lights out and all kinds of dumb shit wrong with them. It's easy prey for these predators out here on the road to come in, to inspect trucks. But I got a new truck, new trailer, and everything's in good shape. And I don't know. Maybe they thought it was going to be an easy inspection, so they wanted to fuck with me. But I don't know what the deal was. But either way, that's where it went. But the prosecutor, he got fucking pissed at me. He kept basically trying to tell me I was he was trying to pull the sovereign citizen shit on me, like, oh, so you don't believe that that laws should exist, or you should be subject to laws. But no, it's not that. I'm not saying that shit at all. All I'm saying is that I should be treated the same as anybody else. That's it. That's all I'm saying. And I don't see why the fuck that's such a hard concept for people to understand. What is wrong with treating truck drivers the same as anybody else in America? If you can't do it to somebody in a car or a pickup truck, then why the hell can you do it to me? Yeah, I understand that I have a responsibility to drive this truck and be safe about it, but there's a lot of other commercial drivers out there. Taxi cab drivers, delivery parts drivers and whatnot. I mean, police officers themselves are commercial drivers in that sense, because they get paid to drive a fucking police car, but they don't get the same kind of the same kind of bullshit that we get out here. So it's unfortunate that I have to do this, but I'm going to do this because I think it's important. I think it's very important for us as truck drivers we need to be recognized as people and stop being treated as if we're second-class citizens and we don't matter or we don't have rights or whatever. Now, all I'm trying to do is my job. I'm driving 18 years now. I've been driving 18 years. I've got a clean record, no accidents, never had any issues. And now all of a sudden I got this fucking shit to deal with. And only because I just want to stand up for my rights. And I know there's probably some of these Billy Big Rigger assholes out here that are going to sit there and tell me that I'm a fucking idiot, you play stupid games, win stupid prizes or whatever, do what the fucking DOT tells you because potato, whatever. But I will comply with the police when there's a legitimate reason to comply with the police. But when they go on a fishing expedition and want me to bait the fucking hook to catch me, no, I don't think so. It doesn't make sense. It's retarded. And anybody who goes along with that is fucking retarded. And I don't care what your damn problem is or what your opinion is about that. And it's just, if you go along with fucking yourself, then you get what you deserve. And I'm sure people will say, oh, well, I get what I deserve. I went to jail. Well, fuck you. I went to jail. So what? You know what? I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not ashamed that I went to jail. I'm not ashamed that I got arrested. Because in the end, I will win. I will win this case. And I will fucking prevail on this shit one way or another. And I'm going to sue the fuck out of the state police. And since Henderson County wants to fuck with me too, and go ahead and do all this shit, I'm going to fucking sue them too. Because they're accomplices in in this violation of my rights at this point. And unfortunately, that's the way it has to be. I didn't want to have to sue the county. I was hoping that we could just drop the damn case, and then the only thing I would have to do is sue the state police. But oh well, that's you get what you get. So anyway, it's 15 minutes. I doubt anybody's ever going to watch this, but let me know what you think in the comments, and if you got any tips or suggestions, and fuck off with your bullshit if you don't like it.